Oops, it didn't
Well,
play.
well, welcome back to. Oh,
I'm going to do it now.
okay. Welcome back to Earth Station Trek, a show where we trek from the early days on NBC to the future on Paramount Plus and everywhere in between. I'm Charles Kelso, and it's my privilege to introduce the Earth Station Trek crew. Alan Seiler.
I am Knick Knack.
And Veronica Dashel.
Hi.
And we're back.
Yay!
Hey, look at that. My mission to rescue you. Yeah, my mission to rescue you from the Klingons / Kazon / Cardassians was successful.
I appreciate that.
Well, mostly successful. One of us is still captured, apparently.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Well, do we have any news this week, or do we get straight into the New York Comic-Con discussion?
Well, that's the big news this week. So yeah. Let's just do it. Lead us off.
Awesome. Yeah. So New York Comic-Con just recently happened, and we got a lot of trailers, which was a lot of fun. And the one that was most exciting to me, I'll just jump out with, was Discovery.
Oh yeah.
We hadn't seen much of what they're doing for season 5 yet, and it looks like fun.
It does look like
Let's
fun.
hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that Discovery really hasn't leaned into, is just having fun.
Yeah.
You know,
it's all been
the
serious.
truth.
The universe is ending stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But I like Discovery,
have
and
fun. Sorry, well, there definitely is a delay. That's very weird.
Yes.
They do have fun, but it's usually like an episode at a time. You know, like one episode a season or something. They'll have fun, and that's it.
Yeah. But this one, I mean, looks like it looks like it's a treasure hunt rather than the universe is going to end and we have to save the universe. You know, it looks like they're on an adventure looking for a lost treasure of some kind, which is great. I'm looking forward to them doing something a little bit different.
Exactly. That does sound good, but with 3 big villains.
Yeah.
or more. We don't know.
I feel like only one of them is a big villain and the other 2 are like part of an episode.
Agreed.
Well, except for Lore. I feel like he's more in there than they indicated.
Yeah, probably. Because it's Brent Spike.
I feel like,
yeah.
I feel like I zoned out and missed the jump from Discovery to Next Gen because I was like, what villains are in it? I don't know what we're talking about. But...
I'm sorry. We are talking about the wrong thing. Oh, sorry.
I was ready to jump right on in.
Clearly, my head was on a different trailer than your head, and I'm
that's also
totally
where
sorry
I thought
about
you
that.
were going. When
so
you said the thing
Discovery.
you were most excited about.
Discovery. I'm with you now.
Okay.
I mean, it's all Star Trek. It's all the same
I know it
thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for Discovery, and I mean, I love season 3. Season 3 is one of my favorite seasons of Star Trek ever. Season 4, I really enjoyed up to a point, and then I got a little bit critical of it. Some of the choices that they were making, but on the whole, I liked it, and I enjoy it, and I've watched it again since. And I'm looking forward to them just having a fun year where it's, it's not so serious, it's not so end of the world, it's not so people losing their planets and losing their families, and just let the crew like lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
And of course, we only have 10 episodes to work with this season instead of 13. So that automatically changes sort of the scope of what we're talking about.
Sure.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like fun.
Yeah. So an unnamed Facebook user, which I'm going to just go out on a limb and guess is Michael Phillips, says Lore in Discovery, not impossible, I guess. See?
That's true.
I'm a Star Trek writer. Come on.
There you go. You may have cracked it, not even knowing.
Right. Exactly.
So we were just in the middle of watching the New York Comic-Con panel with the TNG cast.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people in the audience, this is just like his question is kind of where we stopped, asked, is there going to be kind of a passing of the baton at the end of Picard to the new series? And Terry Metalis was like, absolutely.
Really?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I was on Paramount tonight to watch Lower Decks, and then I was going to go to YouTube to watch the trailers again because I haven't seen them in a day or two. And then I thought, wait a minute, I bet you they're on Paramount. I don't even have to go anywhere to watch these things. So I went to each of the series and found the trailer, and then I discovered that there were like the complete Comic-Con panels are on there too, which I didn't know, so I didn't have time to watch them.
Yeah,
But
I didn't either.
Yeah,
I can't
we
wait
were
to
watching
see
them
'em.
on YouTube.
Yeah,
Cool.
we haven't had much time this past week, but yeah, we were
Yeah.
watching the Picard panel on YouTube, and it's just delightful to see them all together.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Marina especially is delightful.
What
Okay.
is?
Marina Sirtis.
Oh, wait. So
Yeah.
we jumped to Picard again, right?
Yes.
So
Well, that was the panel we
Discovery.
were watching.
Well,
Dis-
let's
right.
just unless anyone has any more thoughts about Discovery, let's just move on to Picard because everyone's ready to talk about it.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like we didn't really get anything from the disco trailer.
Yeah,
It's not really, and I don't think it's really actually a trailer. It's a first look, and it's just like
true.
there's no dialogue except for the one line, the line or two that what's his name says at the beginning, and then Burnham says, "Let's fly," because she has to whisper, and
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
feel like other than that, it was just like flashes of each character of the space Rubik's cube, so I feel like there's not a lot to grab hold of other than just like these disparate images.
Yeah.
The takeaway for me just seemed like everyone's having a good time,
Yes.
which is
Mhm.
not always been the case on Discovery. Not
True.
because it's usually such heavy material that they're dealing with. So it's just nice to see them woohooing and having space adventures and
Laughing.
Right.
yeah.
Right. Exactly. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. The one thing that we didn't get from the disco teaser is a date.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're going to have to talk about the dates as we get into the other trailers because it's folding out a little differently than it did this past year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep. Let's see. Elaine says the disco trailer is definitely just a teaser. Yeah.
Mhm.
It just, and it set a tone, which is
Yep.
what you want a teaser to do. And I feel like it set a really intriguing tone, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out. So I'm in, 100%. Of course,
Oh,
Yeah.
no question that I wouldn't be in 100%.
Right. I'm busy those nights.
Yeah, for those 10 weeks, I just got other plans. Okay.
All right. Well, when we talk about Picard, everyone's ready to talk about Picard.
Yes.
Oh, let's do it.
All right.
So I will say once again, 3 big villains.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah,
what
I
do you
was.
think- Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was surprised that they gave the Moriarty thing away in the trailer.
Yeah, that seems like a spring it on you, moment.
Mhm.
But so there must be something more that they're doing with that, or there are some other surprises coming that they
Yeah.
aren't teasing.
Right. Yeah. If they're gonna give Moriarty away, what are they holding back?
Selah, obviously.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I expect. I mean, Denise Crosby has said that she's in it somehow,
Mm.
so we know that there's something with her somehow. Who knows? Is it
Mm.
Tasha somehow? Is it Selah? Is it? Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, there's no telling. Maybe Selah has a daughter, and she's gonna play
Yeah.
her now.
Exactly.
future.
I mean, there's enough time for her to play her. That's not a bad idea.
Right.
So Matt Sweatman says, "Damn them! I'm excited again for Picard. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 3 times. Well, now you're just showing off." That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But I mean, this seems. I think that my understanding is that Terry Matalas had stepped away halfway through Picard season 2
Yeah.
to work on season 3, and so that was the point.
Yes.
I mean, if so, that lines up when my enjoyment of the show sort of dipped. I was with it sort of the halfway through the year, and then the back half just lost me more and more each week. So maybe Terry Matalas is the
Totally.
guy. Maybe we just need him. So maybe this is the
could
year.
be.
Yeah.
So, what do you think he might do after Picard season 3? Because that's Picard is his baby. Do you think he'll he has another show developing? Do you think he might
Based on
move
what
on to?
yeah, based on what he said to that fan's question about passing on the baton, and absolutely, I feel like there's going to be something that's coming.
Yeah, there needs
Yeah.
to be a show that's following the present of Star Trek and
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
you know, like Picard is, you know, like where
Mhm.
follow along from where we've been following along since Encounter at Farpoint. And I mean, they've got 30 characters to choose from just in main cast members. You know what I mean? Like you've got so many characters you could follow along with, or new
And
characters you can
plus
introduce.
the 30 B cast from DS9.
Right. I
DS9.
mean,
Yeah.
there is such a wealth
Oh,
of
yeah.
just great characters in that time frame that you can just like the way they're just picking Moriarty out. Like what a great character. Let's do him again. You know what I mean? Like there's so much you could do with that time frame.
Right, exactly. And so this kind of goes back to Peanut Hamper last week, where you would think, who the hell ever thought that that would happen? But who ever thought that Moriarty would come back?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's
It's
crazy.
the sort of things that, that like a fan would say 20 years ago, like they should have a Picard series and make Moriarty and lore the villains. And you'd be like, that is the fan wankiest thing I've ever, they're never going to do that.
Exactly.
You will never work in Hollywood.
Right. So what are our thoughts about what we assume to be the main villain in this thing that we're seeing in this trailer?
When we were watching it the first time, I said, is that Vindicta? Because it was very much what they were parodying in Lower Decks, where she got the big chair and the evil ship and like fire everything.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Holy cow, that would be great.
No, but he said her name.
He did say her name, and it wasn't Vindicta. But
No.
that's what it made me think of was what Lower Decks parodied of a Star Trek villain, what they became after Khan, where you have these villains that are sort of in bigger and more ridiculous looking evil ships and cackling and firing their evil weapons. I will get my revenge on you.
Yeah, what is it that she's revenging?
I don't know.
We have no idea.
I mean,
that's the big secret.
Well, I know, but that seems like a weird thing. If you're like assuming that you're building all this on someone getting their revenge on Starfleet itself, not just on Picard, it's got to be somebody who, it just seems weird that it's somebody we've never heard of before.
Right.
That's wacko.
I did think it's cute that Amanda Plummer was Christopher Plummer, and he played the villain in Star Trek 6, which was like the big finale for the original series crew. Yeah. And now she's playing the villain for the big finale for the Next Gen crew, which I think is
right.
I think it's cute.
Yeah.
Exactly. At first, I was thinking maybe Romulan, like this is somebody, but it's not clearly. So
when the ship first came on, I was thinking that it looked like the Romulan ship from the 2009 movie. The way they had it flying in with all the little pointy things, that's what it looked like to me.
Right. That's I think that's why I was thinking Romulan-ish.
Yeah. Well, in season 1 of Picard, everyone who ever knew him was mad at him.
Yes.
So I can believe that there's someone else out there who's mad at him.
Yes.
Oh, sure. I have no problem with that. It just seems like it's a weird flex to build. I mean, it made sense in Wrath of Khan, when it was Khan who was leading this huge crusade against whatever, because it's somebody you knew, it's somebody that you understood the history of, and you had to learn the steps along the way that he came to. But this just seems like out of the blue. So maybe it's somebody we actually do know, but we just don't know yet that it's somebody we know.
Maybe.
She's going under an assumed name. Yeah.
Is there someone from Next Gen that you would have liked them to bring back for revenge?
Or maybe someone's kid?
Right. Maybe someone's kid. I tell you what.
A spur of the moment question.
Right.
Sister,
I really would like to see a continuation of the end of season 1, the the conspiracy episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were going to say you'd like a continuation of season 1 of Picard. And I was like, that would have been nice too, because they just dropped all those storylines and moved on.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I would love to see the conspiracy aliens will be back at some point. It's like the Horda. It's a when now, not a if. At some point you're going to see these aliens come back. They're bringing back everything.
It'd be cool to have that back in Disco.
Yeah,
Like that's
that'd
how
be cool.
far away they are. It took them that long to get to the Federation.
We made it. Where's Picard?
He's been dead 950 years.
Right.
Well, he's got a robot body now. He might never die. Let me
Yeah.
get a couple of little things here.
Okay.
Elaine says, do you think that Will Wheaton will make another appearance?
Yes.
I do too. He says he isn't, but I think he will.
Yeah.
I-
Why
He
would
said
you
he
not?
wasn't going to be in season 2 either.
Yeah. I don't think they would do it without having all the gang in some way. So maybe Pulaski will be there too.
Yay! I like Pulaski.
I do too. I,
mean,
love her.
They set up Crusher where he's outside of time and can, so there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
You know, like he can just appear whenever.
Right. Matt says, if this wraps up the TNG storyline, we could continue current Trek with Voyager or Deep Space Nine characters.
True.
Of course we could. And I would
Yeah.
be 100% into that.
And Patrick, during the New York Comic Con panel, did say, we can still do a movie.
Yep.
Ooh.
And I'll also like check out any Kate Mulgrew interview from the last year. And because she's on board with that idea too.
Right. Man, she's gung-ho, I tell you.
I know.
And then Matt also says, I like Moriarty, but he's not exactly on the first page of TNG's Rogue Gallery, is he?
I'll disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think for only being in 2 episodes, he's a very memorable character. I think
100% agree on
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you ask CC, she would disagree with you too.
Is that from The Nanny?
Yes.
I know he was in The Nanny, but I've never really watched The Nanny. So
Oh
I just
my
took a
God.
stab.
He is so funny in that show. Oh my
I bet. He's the
God,
butler,
he's
right?
amazing. Right.
Yeah.
So
Who
yeah,
is-
CC was kind of his
More-
nemesis.
Moriarty.
Oh.
He was the butler.
He was the butler?
Did you watch The Nanny?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah, he was the
Oh.
butler.
Okay. I watched it until it got weird in like season 4.
It didn't have enough spaceships in the 90s for me to watch it.
Right. That guy's not stored in a memory cube.
Right. I don't see one robot. I'm out of here.
He-
I don't know.
God, that's funny.
The fiance was kind of a robot.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Alan gets it.
I do get it.
Oh, good.
Nanny fans. So I guess that means we're fannies.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, this has gone wacko. So
Yeah, I know. Our station nanny all of a sudden.
Woo!
All
okay,
right.
so what else about Picard? Is there anything else we can think? Yes, there is. I think it's wait, hold on. Matt says Earth Station Nanny. I love it.
Right. Yeah.
I really like the little hints that we're getting about where Worf is in his life in this trailer.
That's the thing I was going to mention too. That's my big takeaway was that Worf's now into pacifism,
Yeah.
which is great. I love that there's just something because it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I remember back when the next gen movies were coming out, in one of the interviews, somebody said that a TV show is like living with your relatives, and then a movie is like visiting them once a year.
Right.
And so things should have changed. People
Right.
should look different and be in different situations than they were a year ago.
Yeah.
And 20 years ago, even more so. I mean, so it makes sense that he's had some kind of big life-changing thing happen. You know, maybe he thought back to all those. Maybe he knew he was going to be back with the next gen crew and he didn't want to get beat up. So he got into pacifism.
That's kind of what I was thinking when he said that, and then Riker was like, "We're all gonna die." I was like, "But didn't he always get beat up in every fight?"
I'm too old to get beat up by the alien of the week. I'm a pacifist now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really excited for Worf. Worf is my favorite, and
Yes.
I'm looking forward to Worf.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I
And
want
it
a Worf show.
And so does he. And
I
he
know.
said that for 15 years at least.
Yeah.
So I like that that they're giving us a hint of that they're doing something new and interesting with not only his character, but with Geordi also, because Geordi has 2 grown daughters now, one of whom looks like she's on the bridge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Played
She's
by his
the-
own daughter.
Yes. Yes. So that's exciting that we're seeing that we're going to get a little bit of Geordie's family life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd read that they used the names of his daughters from All Good Things. Sydney and I forget the other one. But when he was talking to Picard,
Yeah.
and he's like, Howard, so and so, and he's like, and Sydney, that they've given his real daughters now the names of the daughters from the All Good Things timeline, which I think is cute.
I didn't even remember that they were mentioned in All Good Things.
Me either. I read it in an article.
I'm glad it's not just me. Okay. Matt says Worf doesn't do any philosophy half-assed.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true.
He goes all in, baby.
Yeah. He better not go back to Ryza, because I did that. I hate that episode. I just thought of that for no reason. But He Is Without Sin is a terrible episode.
Anything else that we can think of about Picard? Do we have thoughts about lore? Do we have thoughts about what Beverly is up to when this weird call comes in? Do we know, what do we think about anybody else?
Well, Lore looks more human.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're right. He's not playing Alton Sung, which is
goodness.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something a little more data tied in.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they contrived a reason for Lore to look older, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that. And what do you think, Veronica?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the heck Beverly is getting up to. Like she called it Doctors Without Borders in Space.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like that.
So,
and that made me think that there was the Enterprise F was also in the trailer briefly, and it looks like the one from Star Trek Online.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Yes, that's cool.
That's exciting.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I agree. I still haven't played online yet.
Me either. I'm not really a video game person, though.
Oh, I'm not either, but I feel like if I got really involved in a Star Trek game, I would never leave my house. I'll get fired from my job because I would never show up again, and it would just be terrible.
When I'm playing a video game, I'll get like 10 minutes in and like, am I close to beating this? So those forever games, I'm not good at that.
No, he pretended to be interested in civilization when we were first dating.
One day.
He made it one day.
Yeah. Wow.
He's like, I want to watch you play some more.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know how it is when you're dating.
Right. I sure do.
A better version of yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we move on?
Yeah. To Prodigy?
Yeah.
It looks exciting.
Yeah, it does.
And I feel like we got a lot of good content in the Prodigy trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming out the 27th. And I haven't looked up the date, but does that overlap now with Lower Decks? Or is that
so here's the thing. When I mentioned that we needed to talk about dates. So today is October 13th and it's episode 8 of Lower Decks.
Right.
So we have 2 more, the 20th and the finale is on the 27th, which is the same day that that Prodigy launches. So 10 weeks down from the beginning of Prodigy, episode 10 will air on December 29th.
Whew.
And assuming that there's not a break somewhere in the middle, because Lord knows, let's not have another break in Prodigy. So assuming that it ends on December 29th, 10 weeks out, then Picard launches February 16th. So we have a 6-week break.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to be in that break?
Well, I would really love it if there were short treks, but I don't think we're going to get any more of those, which is disappointing.
I know. I don't think we were going to, though.
That's sad. I loved those.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, short treks were fun.
Yeah.
But now they're just making Star Trek shows instead.
We don't need those things since we got.
Sorry, Alan. We're making 5 Star Trek shows.
We don't need.
What more do you want?
Right. We don't need none of your short treks. We've got all the long treks.
Right. So do you think that something else will debut in between?
I'm wondering about that. I mean, 6 weeks is, that's a fairly sizable break for the number of shows that we've got coming out.
Or do you think
I don't know.
Prodigy will have more episodes ready than what we expect.
Yeah. Or maybe there will be sort of like they'll go through the middle of December and then take a little holiday break and then play the last 4 episodes in January. So there's like not going to be one big 6-week break. Maybe there'll be 2 different, like 2 or 3 week breaks.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Facebook user, once again, I'm just going to guess that it's Michael Phillips, says, "Oh crap, I thought Lower Decks was done this week." Nope. We have 2 more to go. And I bet you it's going to be a 2-parter.
Maybe.
Anyway, we'll talk about that after the break.
Right.
But yeah, so Prodigy, where we finally see the real Janeway chasing the hologram Janeway, trying to capture the kids and take control of the ship. And the ship is like, "Oh, it's Matt."
Don't be disappointed.
No, I'm not.
I'm happy it's you, Matt.
Oh, no. Because earlier he had changed to wherever he was commenting to wherever he was commenting second. So we saw his name. Now we went back to the first one or something. I don't know.
Oh, I see.
We love you, Matt. I'm not disappointed that it's you.
Oh, it's Matt.
Okay, now he says, "I'm streaming from 2 windows. I'm incognito in one." Well, stop that. I'm kidding. We love the Sweatmans. They're the best.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Prodigy.
Oh yeah, Prodigy. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I remember now.
And we might get some. I'm most excited about getting some detail onto what's his face's backstory, where he came from. Why am I blanking on his name?
Doll.
Oh yeah, Doll. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm most excited about.
Yep.
Yeah. And Gwen getting her memory back, and the what are they calling it? The metamorphosis? Is that what people are saying?
That's what they're saying. That's the word. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So what do you
about
think is going to
Jellicoe.
happen with Murph?
Oh, I don't know. He's going to turn into something.
Yeah.
It better not just be another Murph that pops out. It better be something different.
That'd be hilarious
Yes,
if it was
would.
another Murph.
Right. Maybe he'll be like a humanoid thing, and then it won't be as much fun.
No. What if he splits and it's 2 Murphs?
Yeah, like on the Herculoids.
Yeah.
Gloop and Gleep, the 2 little amorphous bloop, bloop, bloop,
Yeah, I don't remember
blobby
their
things.
names, but that sounds right.
I remember the names. Let's see. Matt says, "I wouldn't have thought Prodigy would give us this much fan service."
They've announced that Jellicoe's coming back.
Yes.
That's
right.
I think he's going to be the admiral that Janeway is sort of like calling back to Starfleet to talk to. Is going to be Admiral Jellicoe with Ronnie Cox.
Right.
Which is
That's
great.
so awesome. Love it.
She better have 4 duty shifts. My God. That's all I got to say.
She better not have no damn counselors running around in damn blue dresses. They better be dressed. They better be like tip top.
It's time to tighten things up, people. He's back.
I don't know. Wasn't one of the people
that's
on the bridge wearing like purple boots or something?
One of them was wearing like cowboy boots.
Yeah.
That was wacko. Yeah, Jellicoe better not get on the camera when you're talking to Jellicoe. He ain't having that.
That's not gonna fly.
Nope. It'll be so funny if he comes back and he's like completely opposite, where he's like, "Yeah, baby, just whatever, man. I just go with the flow.
It's cool. It's cool.
Get all cool, baby."
Yeah, I'm excited to get him back. That's a great piece of fan service because it makes sense. Because if you call back and talk to an admiral, why not make it an admiral who was a captain that we all remember?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a great character to pull. And Ronnie Cox is just great. He was great in Stargate also.
Yes.
I love him as Kinsey on Stargate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that we didn't say anything about Okana in Picard.
And Okana is in Prodigy.
Wait, then who was it that was in Picard? They showed a face and it looked like him.
In Picard?
Yes. And Worf was talking to him.
Was it Riker?
No. Clearly it was somebody younger than Riker.
I don't remember who he was talking to.
Okay. I thought it was him. So I forgot that he was going to be in. Well, that's weird too, that he's in Prodigy.
Yeah. He's the one with the eye patch.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I don't remember an eye patch.
Yeah. So he's got a beard and an eye patch in Prodigy. He's older.
Oh, okay.
So
I have a vague recollection of that.
Okay.
Cool.
But
Well, okay.
anyways, you know what? All the shows look and sound great. I'm really excited. This is going to be
Yeah.
a heck of a year.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And we don't even know. I mean, we know some things that are coming up for Strange New Worlds, but it's
Yeah.
going to be a while before we get any kind of trailer or anything for that.
Yeah.
But
I
we
mean, they're
know
going to
enough
really have
about
to try to screw that up. You know, I mean, it's off to a great start.
it. Right.
Like, how are you going to screw it up now
Right. They
with
won't.
Boimler? I can't wait for the crossover episode.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about that.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Matt sums up the whole situation by saying it feels like fun times ahead for Trek.
That's true.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well,
right.
we want to take a quick break and promote a fellow ESO Network podcast show. And then when we come back, we'll be talking about the latest episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. So stay right there. Unless you're already right here, in which case we're going to continue on. Veronica, do you want to do
You're
a spoiler
so
alert?
smooth with that.
I try to be.
Boop boop spoiler. Boop boop spoiler. Boop boop spoiler.
Oh, sorry.
It'd be
I thought
funny
you
if you
done
just
it too.
kept doing it. Just make us awkwardly sit here while you boop.
Yep.
That'd be great.
Like a credit card reader that you haven't taken your card out and it just keeps beeping.
Right. Yeah, so tonight we're talking about Crisis Point 2, Paradoxica. Or
Two.
Paradoxicus? Yeah. The new Crisis Point.
Yes. That's amazing.
Which is fun.
It
I
was fun.
loved Crisis Point, and I'm really glad they went back to that. Because that's
Yeah.
what's such a clever thing to do for
Yeah.
your like because all the shows have their own little recurring holodeck thing.
Mhm.
And so for it to be spoofing the Star Trek movies,
Yeah.
it's just fun.
Yes, especially where Mariner, well, I can't remember what she says exactly, but Mariner's like, so what is this going to be like an alternate movie timeline where we're all played by different actors playing our characters but younger?
Right.
That's-
Yeah.
That was so good.
I know.
He's
Man,
like, no, that's terrible.
there was so much going on in this episode.
Yeah, there was.
There really was. These episodes feel so much longer than they are.
Yeah.
I know.
But I loved the Romulan triplets, the evil Romulan triplets.
Yeah.
With the little cleavage showing. Like the Duras sisters, but Romulans. And there's
Right.
it's even worse because there's 3.
Don't you mean 6?
Oh,
I know.
no, I did not mean 6.
I
for the
know.
record.
You please feel free to edit that out before this goes out to podcast.
I'm gonna have to edit in there twice. I can't believe he made that same joke again.
What same joke?
I said I'm gonna edit it into the podcast twice.
Oh,
So it sounds
shit.
like you make the same. I'm just kidding.
Matt Sweatman says Romulus, Remus, and the other Remus.
Right. That's a good point that I didn't even think of. That the Romulus and Remus are supposed to be twins, and they've got triplets instead of
Yeah.
twins. Which is
Yeah, I
funny.
didn't think of that either. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought the episode
Remus.
was Remus is going to be
Remus.
the
I
third
like it.
Romulan.
Romulus, Remus, Remus.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
So, anyways, the episode was a lot of fun.
I mean, you gotta put the I in there. There's an E and an O, and they missed the I.
We're moving on.
We're not talking about that anymore.
This is the silliest episode we've done in a while.
I know. Yeah. But I liked the little MacGuffin. I liked that they had the chronogami. I thought it was cute, and I loved the little adventure through time. But I mean, the big thing, I guess, plot wise, is that we got an explanation for what happened to William Boimler.
Yeah, exactly. So first, let's go back to the chronogami,
Okay.
or the one segment of the key to time. That's immediately what I thought of. I'm like, isn't Tom Baker and Romana looking for that?
Right.
Oh, not many people are going to get that reference.
I think the people
Anyway.
who listen to us probably will.
That's true. Anyway, but yes, I thought it was, first of all, the action scenes, like the ship battles,
Mhm.
always look so good in Lower Decks. They
Yeah.
do such a great job with that stuff. And then you get a boarding party and you get some like fights, some action scenes with the main bridge characters. And I thought it was a great setup.
Hmm.
Speaking of action scenes, I loved the speeder bike chase, and then Tindy like whips around them and gets in front, and then just does this little backflip and smashes hers into theirs, and then like
Yeah.
lands perfectly on the bike with Rutherford.
Yeah.
I love
That was so cool looking.
So okay, let me say this really quickly. I got up early this morning before I got ready for work to watch it the first time, and I think I wasn't quite awake because I didn't catch that when Boimler went to see what's his name, the first officer, and then came back, how terribly different his whole demeanor was.
Hmm.
I didn't
Yeah.
catch that. And as it went along, I was like, he's just not acting like himself. And and then when we got to the part where Mariner and he are talking, and she says, "Why didn't you tell me about William? I'm so sorry." That was when I was like, "Okay, now I know why he's acting weird." I didn't catch that really obvious and sudden change in his whole character. So clearly, I was not like focused yet.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't catch it either, but I'm pretty sure I slept through at least part of it. And I feel like I only knew that's why he was feeling like that when he came back, because I already knew that happened. And I feel like I wouldn't have caught it even if I were fully awake.
Okay.
Now I know you got up at least 3 hours earlier than I did.
Yeah, we got up about 5 to watch it because I
Yeah.
have to leave. I have to start getting ready at 5:30.
Right.
But yeah, no, I was at first I was disappointed. It was like, oh, you know, kill William Boimler off. That's a cool little dangling thread to kill him off screen. But no, there's a cliffhanger.
Yep.
Yeah, but even if they had done that, I really, really loved the emotional wreckage that it caused in Boimler. That
Sure,
he's
yeah.
like, this guy was exactly me, and
Yeah.
he just died for no reason, and how it
Right.
shook him like the way it did. I thought it was really well done.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked it a lot. And
Yeah.
I mean, that was sort of like his emotional crux here, whereas, the first Crisis Point was very much about Mariner dealing with stuff. And then this
Yeah.
one, they used the holodeck for therapy for whatever reason. But
Yeah.
this time is Boimler going through some stuff while they're on the adventure. I liked his
Yeah.
little side quests, though, that he's just going to talk to like the NPCs and like the holodecks having to like make up things for them to say. So there's like a lag where it's
Yeah.
like, I'm thinking.
Right. But I also loved that Tindy took the opportunity to like really explore her desire to be a captain one day, and got
Right.
so frustrated with other characters that weren't invested in the storyline when she was taking it so seriously. And I love that we've really seen her come to the fore in this season, especially where she's really we've seen a hell of a lot of growth in her from the first season, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I was really glad that clip from the trailer with Rutherford, where he comes back with a sandwich and she's like, "We're on a mission. You wouldn't get lunch." And he was like, "I was hungry," or whatever. I'm glad that was in a holodeck adventure and not something that actually happened, because that's one of those things that to me that makes it's just too silly.
Exactly.
But in a holodeck, it's fine.
Yeah.
You could step out of a holodeck to get a sandwich and come back and get.
Yes. Especially if you've been in there all day
Right.
long enough to get dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Let's get a couple of comments here. Elaine says, "I said the exact same thing." I don't know about what. I'm sorry. We should have got that sooner. But it helps that we are watching the story now.
Okay.
Matt says, "Did y'all notice the film grain was different in the holograph?"
Yes.
Yes, I did. I want to go back to the first one and see if that was done. I'm sure it was in the first season one.
They also they add more depth of field, so there's more stuff in out of focus in the background, and then they put it in widescreen when they're in the holodeck too, which is
they change it back. It's really fun.
Yeah, when you step out.
Yeah.
Now
that's how I
notice.
knew. Yeah, that's how I knew he wasn't in the holodeck when he was talking to Sulu, because it was full screen.
Okay, I did not notice that. That's so interesting. Matt says, "For a show that's rarely sentimental, that was a sweet story point." Yeah. I love that whole scene with Boimler and Mariner when they're in the brig, and they're just having that, like, he sort of has that little breakdown with his friend. I thought that was so nice.
Mhm.
And then Matt also says that Tindy is the show's MVP this season.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I love Tindy.
Yeah, she's great. And I've said before, I think that Dawn Wells is not Dawn Wells. Dawn Wells plays the captain. Who plays Tindy?
Noelle Wells.
Noelle Wells. I'm
Yeah.
getting names mixed up. But I think she's great. I think
Oh,
she's
yeah.
I'm always impressed by her range and her expressiveness through her voice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think she's great.
Yep. The one season that she was on SNL, I loved her. I thought she was so talented, and she just didn't get used as much as she should have. And
I think Dawn Wells played Ginger on Gilligan's Island.
that is correct.
That's why I'm getting these names mixed up. I was like, wait, Dawn Wells? That's not her.
Oh, that's funny. If they
No,
ever...
Marianne. She played Marianne.
Oh, yeah, you said Ginger.
way
No.
off.
Yeah, she
I'm
was
way
Marianne.
off.
Sorry. It'll be funny if they ever make Tindy and Rutherford and the rest.
Right.
Anyway, but I love that, and I've said this before, I love the relationship between those four main characters, and I love how it's developed over the years to the point where now we have them in two different situations, but they still, like, they talk about the other ones, they're talk about what Tindy and Rutherford are up to or whatever, that
Yeah.
they're on each other's minds like that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Matt says they were both yelling, Marianne.
Yes. I for the record, I know that.
Of course you do.
I misspoke.
There is not a thing about 60s television that you don't know.
Yeah. At some point I'll forget something like that, and Veronica will take me to a home. I'll be like, what was
It'll
the
be
name of
the
that
clear
guy
sign.
who played Maxwell Smart? And she'll be like, just get in the car.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
If Chuck asks me who plays someone, I'll know.
Right. Yeah.
Don't ask me.
And
Okay.
then Veronica, you sort of jumped out there with the Sulu thing, but do you want to go ahead and talk about the Sulu thing?
Yeah, that was that. I knew there was no way it was going to be Kirk in there, but I was curious
I don't
about who
know.
it was going to be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them getting William Shatner for a cameo. I was waiting to see, but I
Yeah.
was very pleased it was George Takei.
Mhm.
And I like that, like you said, they took that out of the holodeck adventure.
Yep.
And so maybe that was some manifestation of real Sulu. I really want to see real Sulu. I want to see
Yeah.
what happened to Sulu.
Me
I always
too.
liked on Next Gen, you got to see what happened to McCoy. You got to see what happened to Scotty. You got to see what happened to Spock. What
Yeah.
happened to Sulu and Chekhov? They're still around, the actors.
Right.
You
Yeah,
could
I
have
agree.
their fates revealed on lower decks. That'd be great.
Absolutely. That would be great.
Yeah.
What else?
I
had a
really,
thing.
I really like how it was at the point where Boimler was like fangirling out on Sulu, and Sulu was just like, okay, now the horse
Yeah.
is going to bite you. And that's
Right.
when he was shot and woke up.
So Matt literally just posted what I was trying to remember, what I was trying to think of. He was waiting for an Archer in the scenes in the founding of the Federation. So was I. I was like, oh my God, we're going to get some Enterprise cameos. No.
Mm-mm.
No. But I guess
That
I'll
would-
trade that for a Sulu cameo anytime.
Yeah. 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 I'll take George Takei.
Yeah.
Over everybody on Enterprise.
I wouldn't say that.
I know you wouldn't, but I would. And did.
I love them all equally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I was just saying, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So here's the thing that I was thinking of during tonight's episode. And it's something that we've seen before, is that when Lower Decks first started, they sort of made their bread and butter on making references to all the rest of Star Trek canon, all the other like lore that has been built over this time. And now, and we saw a big thing of that last week with the Peanut Hamper episode. Now they have built enough of their own mythology, their own lore, their own corner of the Star Trek universe that they can reference their own stuff too. And it's just as meaningful for the audience as it is when they bring in Sulu or whomever, I think
Yeah.
it's so cool that they have gotten to the point where they aren't reliant solely on all the other Star Treks to sort of build their show on, to build their episode on, but they have their own hat pegs now to hang their hats on, and I'm loving that.
Yeah, I think that's great. I love that they're, like you said, they've got enough of their own thing. You saw that. I mean, we didn't get to Veronica and I were absent last week, so we didn't get to mention it. We didn't get to talk about it with you last week, but that's the same thing with bringing back Peanut Hamper and Agamus, and they've got their own storylines now that they can reference back to. And I think that's great.
And I feel like they've done less of the, referencing stuff from other than visiting Deep Space Nine for an episode. I feel like they've done less of that sort of heavy-handed referencing this season, and I love that. I love that they're strong enough on their own legs, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I mean, you're still getting things like Martok in there.
Oh yeah,
and then this episode was very heavy with the references because it's kind of the gimmick.
Yeah,
so you got the Star Trek movie references all over it.
Yeah,
but I agree with that. I like when they do something like last week where it's not reference after reference. It's just a new planet and their own storyline. I think that's great.
Absolutely.
Speaking of movie references, I really like the punks as well, and I like the specific one of the specific ones that got away.
The one with the boombox.
The boombox. Yes.
Yep.
These pants don't fit. We need to find bigger punks.
I almost made that my intro line instead of Knick-Knack.
Knick-Knack was my favorite character.
Knick-Knack was fun. Yeah.
The purple-headed one. So I love that they went back in time to essentially rescue a squid.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. I mean, after the whale movie, I just think it's funny as hell that we're working on squids now. That's just funny.
Yeah, and I like that they get this, they time travel back to some adventure we've never heard of.
Yeah.
Where this squid ambassador is communicating with algae in the 2340s. And it's like, I like it because why not? Just make something up. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every school kid learns about this.
Everybody knows that.
Obviously. Yeah. See, on the whole, I thought it was a lot of fun. I really liked the cliffhanger at the end.
Yes.
Where, for one, you get a Defiant class ship, which I can't get enough of that.
With a cloaking device.
Right? They did such a good job on the show of recreating all the stuff from Star Trek, which is just great. Yeah. But also I like his comment about the Section 31 badges.
Yes.
Right. Come on.
I love that.
Absolutely.
And now we're gonna find out finally if they speedwalk. Like Boimler said in episode 2 of Lower Decks, that Section 31 does this.
You remember all the things. I just don't
things.
remember all those little things.
That was funny.
He doesn't have innate room in his brain other than Star Trek.
Right.
In the 60s. Star Trek in 60s.
60s is a lot, though. Come on.
Yeah. So Star Trek.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I got. I know there's something else that I should be commenting on, and I cannot think of what it is. But so I loved the episode. Yeah. And I loved that cliffhanger. And of course, I loved that they set it up by saying, oh, God, I hate cliffhangers. They're so stupid. And then, of course, it fades out and goes to a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, that's great. And I'm so excited that they're doing something interesting with William. And now he's in Section 31. And I think it's going to be super cool. Yeah, apparently.
He was a little evil before, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like he got all of the evil that Boimler had.
Maybe.
And so what do we have that much?
Yeah. So what are we expecting for the next 2 episodes?
I don't know, but I really do want a 2-parter. I really want something, a bigger story.
They haven't done that yet, have they? They haven't done an actual cliffhanger, like a dun 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 dun.
The only one that they did was at the end of season 2 with Freeman's capture.
When she was
arrested. That was right. That's really the only thing that they've done like that so far. So I would really love to see a big 2-parter like that. And who knows, maybe even end that on a cliffhanger and make it a 3-parter with the beginning of the next season.
Yeah.
Epic Lower Decks.
They could do like a riff on that season, like this DS9 season 6, where it's like it'd be like a 5-parter, and Boimler's like, I can't believe this story is still going on. Like, are we still dealing with this?
Yep.
Why haven't we finished it yet?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that'd
don't
be-
know what to expect. I never
Mm-mm.
would have expected the season 1 finale of Lower Decks. That blew me away when
Yeah.
they just sort of shifted into high gear,
Yeah,
and
I know.
especially when that ship was destroyed, and it
Yeah.
was like, whoa, what's happening? That was
Man.
great. And then they went a wholly different way with the season 2 finale. And it wasn't a big battle thing like it was in season 1. So I don't know what they're going to do. I would love for them to get to the point where they're doing like DS9 style finales with like fleets of ships and things.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Matt is predicting or requesting an ongoing war with the Packleds.
It seems like the Packleds are done.
I think so too.
They blew themselves up, and now we're on to the artificial intelligence storyline, I think.
Yeah. Well, we still haven't gotten the Vulcan chick.
True. That's
Yeah,
true.
she was
So
supposed to be
she's
back.
got to be in the next 2 episodes.
Maybe.
Well, they said she was in this season.
Did they?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Metalis did, I think, a long time ago. Maybe he's forgotten about it too. I don't know. But
He
yeah,
should know the fans don't forget.
that's very true.
Yeah.
He of all people.
Yeah. So yeah, great episode.
Mhm.
I like that why the hell can't I ever remember her name?
Did you mean Mike McMahon?
I don't know. Maybe. I probably. Oh yeah, I did.
Okay. I was just going along with Terry Metalis, and
Dude,
I was like,
like
wait a
I
minute, we were talking about Lower Decks.
Well, like at the beginning of the episode, all these shows are just now one big thing.
I know. I
There is
have
no
that trouble when I'm
separation.
trying to introduce the show, and I'm like, Prodigy. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
There's too many.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was going to say something. Let's see. Matt says the planet blowing up hasn't stopped the Romulans, Klingons, or the Vulcans. Yeah, but these are the
True.
Packleds we're talking about.
That's also true. They might be back. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll get Pack-led refugees storyline now.
Oh yeah, that's true. We could do that.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
2
well,
more
Alan,
weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Alan, where can people find more of you?
Well, I am all over the internet now because I have another podcast called Modern Musicology, which is obviously a music show with 3 other co-hosts, and we talk about all kinds of different music topics. And I have my little publishing company called Cosmic Press. You can find it at Cosmic, KOZMIC press.com. I have just started another podcast, a little solo thing called Alan's Record Bin, where I just pull something out of my record collection and pick a song, talk about the song, talk about why it's in my collection and what it means to me, and then play the song. It's a quick little 10-minute episode. I've only got one out. I'm going to record another couple of ones. 10-minute episodes. I can record those in my sleep. And then I am in the process of launching a 4th podcast because I am insane, and it's a
Yes.
Doctor Who one, and it's called something that I can't remember because I've got too many podcasts going on.
Doctor Who A to Z.
Thank you. See, I wasn't prepared to
welcome.
talk about all these stupid podcasts that I'm doing now. So yes, Doctor Who A to Z, or Doctor Who Auton to Zygon, as I like to call it. And that's going to be an ongoing thing because I felt like I just needed to do something like this in the Doctor Who world, and I just haven't yet. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I've got a lot of stuff planned for that one.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And how about us, Veronica?
FeltNerdy.com.
Or
Monkeying Around, a podcast about the monkeys.
that's right. And if you're in the Atlanta area, on Saturday the 15th, we'll be at the Sandy Springs Library at 2 p.m.
Woohoo.
They're doing a fall festival that day that runs from 12 to 4. So just come by for the whole thing. We'll be there right in the middle of it. And we're doing a paper bag puppet sort of craft time as well. So come by and see us. Come by and see one of our family-friendly shows if you aren't into late night debauchery puppet shows. But if you are, on October the 22nd, we'll be back at the Puck and Puppet Show here in Atlanta. Then that will be a very adult show. It's 18 and up, but there will be a bar if you're over 21. There will be just drunk people watching rowdy puppet shows. It's going to be great.
There's games.
Yep.
There's
And
Candy.
if you are a Dragon Con attendee, Mike Horner, who is famous for the Timey Wimey Puppet Show, will be the guest artist.
I do
in
not
from
think
out of
he will be
town.
doing Tiny Wimey Puppet Show.
No, but he'll be doing something that'll be great because
Yes.
he's a great puppeteer.
Yes.
Wow, that's cool.
He's currently
yeah.
performing at the center as well.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, cool. So yeah, Sandy Springs Library. For those of you who are watching live, Sandy Springs Library, Saturday, October 15th, from noon to 4. Fall Fest, man. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be face painting and balloon animals and obviously a puppet show and pumpkin decorating and just all kinds of crazy stuff. So
I'm going to do the face painting.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. That's all I got.
Okay. Do you have a closing for us this week?
Yes, but I forgot the first part of it.
Oh, good.
Something is like a river without water.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Something without love is like a river without water. A
Okay.
life without love? That's
Ooh,
not
yeah,
it, is it?
a life without love is like a river without water.
Good job,
we go.
team.
I don't know if that was right, but it sounds good to me.
I'm not sure that life was right, but that's super close and it totally works.
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, I guess we should end now, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Since we've said our goodbyes. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next Thursday with episode 9 of Lower Deck Season 3.
Woohoo!
Bye.